Hello, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. So it's been a long time since I've posted a video, but to be honest, I was kind of like busy and overwhelmed with school. If you don't know, I'm currently doing like a grad study in psych, and I was really behind, and still I'm behind to be honest. But I started like might as well return to the YouTube channel. So yeah, I'm also doing my makeup right now because I have work today. So yeah. But yeah, so this week's vlog, as you have seen in the title, is all focused on reading. That's a new segment I kind of want to add to my channel. So if you're not new here, you know I used to post a lot of weight loss content. I'm no longer gonna post them because I am not into it anymore. It's not that I don't want to lose weight anymore. I'm still gonna do it. I just don't like publishing the videos and editing them. They're actually quite boring to do. So because of that, I was like, what's the point of doing something I don't like doing? I prefer the reading vlogs or just vlogs like lifestyle in general because I can look back at the time of my life and be like, oh, I enjoyed this. Whereas for weight loss, I don't really rewatch these videos. They're pretty boring to me. So I'm not going to be making any anymore. So yeah. And sorry, I'm distracted. But yeah, with regards to what I'm going to be reading for this week, honestly, like I'm highly ambitious for someone who hasn't read a physical book in like a long time. Like I've been reading mostly like audiobooks and books on my phone, but I recently was in the mood to purchase books, so I purchased a bunch of books that I'd like to get around right now. Some of them I already started, well, one of them I started already like via audiobook, but now I want to get into it physically. So the books I want to be reading, like, well, the first one is Daisy Jones and the Six. I read Malibu Rising in January. It was like my first book of the year, and it was a 5 stars, and I loved it. I loved the writing, the dynamics between characters, and everything. So I thought I would give another shot to another Taylor Jenkins Reid book. And I think you can see I've started this book already on audiobook. I thought I was further, but apparently I wasn't. Actually, I'm not quite sure this is where I was because I was doing an audiobook a month ago and I just forgot where I was, but I'm just gonna read it from there. And yeah, actually, like I started reading a page yesterday and I realized like the audiobook is slightly better in the sense that it's like an interview with multiple people, whereas now it's just like Billy, whatever he says. But yeah, so the plot of this book is we're following a band heading in the 60s or 70s. Yeah, in the late 60s, starting 70s. Yeah, so we're following a band and just I'm assuming the dynamics. I did not read the summary of the book and I did not seek out to know what the summary of the book was because I like to go into books blind and just enjoy them for what they are. So that's basically what happened. And with regards to like the other book I'm gonna be reading is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by the same author. And this, I have no idea what it's about. I'm assuming it's about a woman who had 7 husbands, but that's pretty much it. Honestly, if I can finish those 2 books this week, that's actually like already good because that would be like quite a lot of read for me, especially with how much work I have to do. But I have like options for the 3rd book if for some reason I'm super fast and I finish reading this book. So the first one is either In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. I know nothing about this book. I just know that Books and I recommended it and I trust her, so I'm gonna read it. So I cannot even give a summary because I don't know what it's about. And there's also The Deep, which I think is about mermaids, but I'm not sure either. It's a pretty short book, so it might be the book I end up reading if I read a 3rd book, but we'll see. Like if I even finish this and start the other one, it's gonna be a success. But I kind of want to finish both because I have other books that I want to read next week. Anyways, follow me as I read these books and I hope you enjoy. So it's currently 11:15 a.m. and I ended up not reading at all yesterday because it was my friend's birthday and I don't know why I thought I could read. I was thinking of reading in the transportation in between like me going from home to work and work to her place, but I ended up being too tired to even read. So today has to be the day where I do more reading, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fine because I have no plans today except for like cleaning my apartment. So I'm gonna dedicate a lot of time to reading. This is completely unrelated to reading, but Justin Bieber came out with a coffee collaboration with Tim Hortons, and I was like so curious and I wanted to try it. It's basically a cold brew with vanilla cream and some foam, and I'm excited to try it. Time to taste. actually like really good, but it's really sweet. It tastes like vanilla ice cream that's been melted, but like good vanilla ice cream with actual vanilla being like flavored in it. And I cannot taste the coffee, but it's like super sweet. Yeah, like I like it actually. Like I recommend it. So finally a book update in a book related video, but I made a significant dent in the book. If you can see, I read around 150 pages and so far it's going well. I have around like 100 pages left to read, and I'm not really sure where the story is going, nor am I even sure if there's actually a story. We're just kind of like following a bunch of characters living their lives, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's kind of like Malibu Rising, where the main plot was more the characters' dynamics as opposed to a plot, and I'm enjoying this in this book too. But the thing is, I kind of feel bad saying this, but I don't care for Daisy Jones. Like, I'm trying to care about her story and how she's going, but I'm just like, you're really annoying. Like, I would not like to be around you. And I don't have to like a character to enjoy reading from their perspective or enjoy the characters. So that's why I'm still enjoying the book, because as much as I'm like, I wouldn't like to know you in real life and I don't really like reading from your point of view, it's not like destroying my enjoyment of the book, because I see what is necessary in the story. And yeah, so I'm really bad at reviewing books or summarizing, but honestly, not much has happened. It's just a group making music and exploring the dynamics of the group. And yeah, it's good. Taylor can really know how to write good dynamics and interesting characters. So I just want to say I really love Camilla. I don't know why, but I just love her. So my book was sleeping, but yeah, I really love her. Like, I don't know. I don't know why, but I just do. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading and I'll give you another update when I'm done with the book. So I'm done with the book. I briefly thought about giving it 5 stars, but then I realized I was way too frustrated throughout the book to give it 5 stars. But I felt strongly about the characters and I was really into it. There were like a lot of characters that I really loved, and there were a lot of, I was gonna say a lot of characters I didn't like, but that's not true. There was one character I didn't like, and I mentioned it before, and it's Daisy Jones. I thought I would like her more, but as the book goes, I just started disliking her more and more and more. And as I mentioned previously, it's like I don't need to like a character to like a book, because like Gillian Flynn's heroines oftentimes are not that likable, but I still enjoy the novel and reading from their point of views. But for Daisy Jones, I think what annoys me is that she's really involved, like self-serving. I don't know the term I want to say, self-centered. Like her world revolves around her, and I understand it, but she doesn't think about the impact on other people, and no one's calling it out. Like no character's calling it out. Like she's a brat, and she's like really annoying, and I feel like no one is really saying that. And another thing I didn't like about the book is that they're selling me this tension between Billy and what's her name again? Daisy. Yeah, between Billy and Daisy, and I'm like, show, don't tell. And I understand it's harder to show, not tell in an interview style book, but I just felt like I didn't see the tension, and I just kept being told there's tension, there's tension. And I'm like, am I saying anything? But yeah, so because of that, I decided to give the book an actual 4 stars, which is still good for me because I still really enjoyed the book. It's just I didn't enjoy Daisy Jones' moments at all. But also, like, because the thing is, I love Camilla Dunn. I mentioned it before and I'm gonna mention it again. Wow, what a character. Warm, nurturing, lovable. Like, I just love her. She reminds me of Nina Riva from Malibu Rising. Not as, actually, she reminds me of her character. And both characters, like, oh, I love it. So I'm excited to read more to Jenkins Reid, because if she always has a character that's really nurturing and really warm and really lovable, that I just really love, then I'm like, I want to grab into these characters and just be like, I'm going to read from your point of view. I just kind of wish like the whole book was about Camilla for some reason. It would have been really boring, but I don't care. I love Camilla. But yeah, so now that I'm done with this book and that it's like a 1 stars read, and I would recommend to honestly anyone. Like, it's really fast paced, it's really quick to read, the characters are interesting. Even if I hate Daisy Jones, I think most people didn't like enjoyed her. Like, that's the thing. This is a book I can give 4 stars only because I'm not gonna read anyone else's review. Like, my interpretation of the story is the only one I care about, because I made a mistake of saying someone's review on Goodreads and they're like, oh, the tension between Billy and Daisy, I love Daisy, and I was like, did we read the same book? And I felt like lowering my rating for the book, because I was like, was it supposed to make me feel like that? Because I didn't feel like that. But I'm not gonna read other reviews. I'm just gonna like base it on my enjoyment, and that's it. And that's how my ratings go. And overall, I enjoyed it. And yeah. So now I'm gonna move on to reading the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I know those characters are like, I think Mick revised in this book too, and he was in Malibu. Well, he was in, like, he was mentioned in Malibu Rising, and he was mentioned in Daisy Jones and the Six. And I think it might be a much more prominent character in this book, but I don't know. So I generally don't know what this book's about. Like, I guess it's an interview too with a woman, Evelyn Hugo, and she just goes through a marriage. I think. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna read it and I'll give you a better summary when I'm much more into it. And yeah. So forget about my eyebrows. I just got them microbladed yesterday and they're still a bit scarred right now. But anyway, I realized I haven't updated you on my reading in like 2-3 days, and it's mostly because I haven't been reading. But I started like reading the book finally this morning when I was having my braids redone, and I'm like 1/4 in, I think, maybe 1/3. Like, I don't know, it's a bit hard to determine, but so far Taylor Jenkins Reid just has me. She's got me. Like, I love this book. I love Evelyn Hugo. I love Celia St. James. Like, those characters, I'm just like, I would die for you. I love them. Like our other books, there's not much story, I feel, but it's still interesting. So, okay, so I said I was gonna like tell you the summary of the book once I started reading it. So I guess I was pretty right. It's about a woman, Evelyn Hugo, giving an interview about her life and how she ended up marrying 7 different men, and like there's kind of a mystery as to why she chose a specific journalist to interview her, but otherwise there's not much story to like the book. It's mostly like character driven, and I love that. So far I'm really enjoying the book and I'm excited to finish it. I'm gonna try to finish it today, which means I'm not gonna be reading a third book because I won't have time, because it's already Sunday and it's the end of the week and I have a different TBR for next week. But yeah, I'll just get to it. So one thing I forgot to mention is that the way the story is written is like we go through the years pretty fast. So like we don't really stay in a year. We just gonna go like, for example, like Evelyn Hugo's rise to fame was super quick in the book, and I kind of like that because I don't really want to go into the nitty gritty of like how she got famous, but I also think it reminds me of A Star Is Born, in the sense that like the rise to fame was so easy, and I'm just like, I don't think it's that easy to be famous. But still, regardless of that, like I like the pacing and I'm enjoying the book so far. Excuse my face. Yesterday I ended up sleeping with makeup on. I know I shouldn't, but I got home pretty late and I was too lazy and whatever. So basically I'm pretty advanced into the book right now, and this book is breaking me, but like in the right way. Like, I feel so happy and at the same time sad, but I want the best for the characters. Like, I want to comfort them. Like, it makes me care about the characters. I love Evelyn. Like, I guess she's morally gray, but I don't think so. I think I just like decisions make sense. So anyway, I like her because she's complex and I'm always rooting for her. I love Celia still because she's a sweetheart and I just love her. I feel like I don't know, I just love her. And Harry is really funny. He's a nice sidekick to have, a nice best friend. So overall, I enjoyed the dynamic between those 3 characters. And yeah, I want the best for the friendships. And like I kind of like, because it's an interview style book, you kind of know the end before the beginning, meaning like you already know what happens to Harry, Celia, and everyone. And I'm like kind of sad about it, but I'm hoping somehow like everything makes sense and everything is happy and everything is joyful. I don't know, but I have a feeling this book is gonna break me, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. Oh my god, I was right. This book is like breaking me. I'm at chapter 47. I don't know if it means anything for anyone, but some things have just happened that made me cry, and I I just want everything to turn around and just be happy again. Like, why must things be sad? So I finally finished the novel and I was 100% right. It did break me, but like in a good way, but also in a bad way. Like, I was sad, but I was also touched. I was moved. It was everything. And it's mostly like the last fifth, like that, everything was happening then. And I was just like crying over and over again. But yeah, my love for Evelyn Hugo stays. Like, it's amazing. And like, I think it's known because I've seen other reviews of it, but there's a sapphic romance in the novel, and that romance is so cute. I love it, and like, I just love that book. It became my favorite Taylor Jenkins read, which means a lot because Malibu Rising was such a good book, but somehow like this has dethroned it, and it's a 5 stars for sure. So I'm so excited to read like her new book coming out, which is Carrie Soto is Back, which I'm actually a bit confused about because I didn't like Carrie Soto in Malibu Rising, which I think you were not supposed to. So I'm a bit interested to see like how she's gonna redeem her. But I will read any Taylor Jenkins read now because I've been converted. So yeah. So thank you for watching this vlog. If you're interested in seeing more of my reading vlogs, then please subscribe. I'll be posting one every Sunday. And yeah, so next week I'm gonna be reading nonfiction. And I'll see you. Ciao.